What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Mock Draft Guy YouTube channel. Today we are rolling right along with our full 7-round team mock drafts for the 2024 NFL Draft. Going back in time a little bit, I know I usually do these videos in first round draft order, but I skipped over the Jets because I had a very special guest coming on for that, and we were finally able to get it going. This is Matt from Broadway Jets YouTube channel. He has a huge Twitter following. He is hilarious. He's one of my favorite accounts to follow on Twitter as well, so be sure you follow him there at NYJ_Matt on Twitter, and Broadway Jets will be pinned in the top comment below. So we're both Jet fans here, and this is going to be interesting. We're going to flip-flop picks. I'm going to give Matt the honor of having the number 10 overall pick. As you saw earlier this week with J-Wack Gridiron, I let him take the reins and do the complete draft by himself, but me and Matt are both Jet fans, so we're going to get it going here in this 7-round mock. So Matt traded the number 10 overall pick to the Denver Broncos. We acquired number 81 in this year's draft and the 3rd round pick for Denver last year. Super awesome value to get back, just trading down 2 spots. Would have loved to get a 2nd round pick there for this year, but unfortunately Denver doesn't have one. So Matt, I'm going to let you take it away here for what you want to do at number 12.
Yeah, happy to get a 3rd round pick there. And look, I think the Jets have a clear path on what they have to do in 2024, right? Free agency hits first, so this could change post-March, but you need 3 offensive linemen and 2 wide receivers. If you do that, I think the Jets will make the playoffs. So starting at 12 here, you have to take offensive linemen, in my opinion. I get the idea of taking a receiver. I like the idea of taking Brock Bowers if they went there. For me, I want to build the offensive line and build it the right way. In a perfect world, you get a left tackle in free agency. Obviously, have to pay big for that. If you can get Tyrone Smith, you can make a crazy move. And here, I'm taking Fuaga from Oregon State, offensive tackle, plug him in at right tackle day 1, and get better at running the ball. Have another guy leapfrogging over Max Mitchell, Carter Warren. I trust him to be the number 1 guy, right tackle day 1. So that would be my pick here. As a fellow Jet fan, what do you think about skipping over a Latham, Mims, some guys that people are talking about potentially going there?
Yeah, I think Fuaga, in terms of what we're looking at right tackle for the Jets, he is the best of the best. He's a road grader in terms of run blocking. He also comes with a lot of position versatility. He could play guard as well. Even though he didn't really play guard at college, he has the perfect build for it and the perfect athleticism for it. Amarius Mims is someone that, former 5-star recruit, great size, great athletic ability. Haven't really seen too much of him on the field. That concerns me a little bit. J.C. Latham is someone that struggled against elite competition. He is a great run blocker as well, but, I mean, we've seen in past years with the Jets with humongous offensive tackles. I know that you're supposed to scout the player, not scout the helmet or the past, but I don't know. I got a little heart palpitations when I think of J.C. Latham to the New York Jets, talking about Mekhi Becton, but Fuaga is someone that I've loved throughout this draft cycle for a long time, and I think this would be the absolutely perfect pick here at number 12. All right, at number 72, it is the pick for me here, and after Matt added Talisi Fuaga at number 12, I feel like we have to address the other elephant in the room, which is the wide receiver position. So I'm going to go over the wide receiver position here, and there's someone that has been a little down after his Senior Bowl performance, but I'm still high on him as a prospect, and I know Matt is as well, and that's Devontae Walker out of North Carolina. So he was billed 6'3", 200 pounds, had tremendous size, speed combination. A little bit smaller than we thought, 6'1", 197. He had a lot of concentration drop issues, but he still displayed some separation ability as well, and we know that he's got that speed on the outside. And you have to think with Garrett Wilson, they're going to be adding a wide receiver through free agency or via trade. So if Devontae Walker is coming in as my 3rd option, I feel like that is a tremendous 3rd option to have. So I want to hear Matt's thoughts on that one.
No, I like it. When you're a Jets fan, this is a group that you're always looking at, right? And in the 2nd round, Tez Walker, previously at Kent State, goes to North Carolina. Josh Downs is gone, so who's going to step up and be that guy? And you bet North Carolina games, he was the guy that the defense had to worry about. So big body guy, complements Garrett Wilson pretty well. You mentioned the Senior Bowl stuff. Excited for the combine to see what he does. And then just another guy that Rodgers can, mold into someone that could be a number 2, number 3 guy. Now, Jason Brownlee, Xavier Gipson, cool stories. I don't think you can rely on them to play meaningful snaps if you want to go make a playoff run.
All right, at number 81, Matt, take it away.
Yeah, I want to rebuild the offensive line. You've heard it before. I'm not saying this guy has to be a starter. You could probably address guard again in free agency, but Lakin Tomlinson paid a lot of money, not guaranteed to come back. AVT, pray that he's healthy. Maybe they kick him out to tackle. In this scenario, I don't think they do that. Give me Christian Mahogany. Give me another guy to bring to the offensive line, offensive guard from Boston College. Anytime on day 3, you got this pick for trading back 2 and you still got an offensive lineman, take a chance on a guy with a high ceiling, offensive lineman, mock draft guy. Tell me where I'm off here, right? Because I just want to keep building that offensive line.
No, I am completely okay with if this draft for the New York Jets was all offensive linemen, every single pick, I'd be completely fine with it. I like this Mahogany pick a lot here. This is someone that's been sliding under the radar, I feel like, for quite some time. 6'3", 222, brings a lot of great size versatility, played center, played guard at Boston College. He's not going to wow you with any specific trait. He does everything really well. He doesn't do anything elite, but you don't have to do anything elite. If you do everything really well and you're a well-rounded guard, that's exactly what we're looking for. I love the versatility as well. Another thing about him too, or another thing about Boston College, I mean, we've seen in a couple years past between Zion Johnson, Alec Lindstrom, this has been a team that knows how to produce offensive linemen lately. So, I mean, the pedigree is there as well. The size is there, versatility. I love the pick. All right, it's my pick here at number 111, and I think addressing the interior of the defensive line is something that we need to look at. Michael Clemens was whatever you want to call him. I guess at this point, I really don't know. I know you have some certain thoughts on Michael Clemens. Solomon Thomas is someone that we could definitely improve on as well. So I'm going to go with a Senior Bowl standout here, personally, and that's going to be Dwayne Carter out of Duke. This is someone that I've liked for quite some time. 6'3", 305 pounds, offers a lot as a run stopper, but he also offers a ton as a pass rusher as well. He's got an explosive first step. He's really, really strong. He pushes the pocket really nicely. And I feel like just Quinnen Williams needs some help next to him. He's getting double teamed. I think it was like he got double teamed like 71% of the time or something. It was insane. So you need someone else that could take advantage of those one-on-one blocks. And I like Dwayne Carter a lot. Super good value as well at 111 for someone of his caliber. What do you think about that, Matt?
No, I agree. The Jets defense was top 5 last year, and one knock you can have on them is gave up a lot of rushing yards. And a lot of time they were down in games and they needed to get the ball back to the offense because the offense went 3 and out. And if you can build another guy on the defensive line, do it. And look, now we're at the point of the draft where I have seen these guys play because I'm a degenerate college football gambler, but I don't watch the one-on-one tape. So I trust your judgment way more than mine. But positional value for this team, I would take D tackle on day 3, day 4, or day 3, day 2. So I love the pick.
All right, and then back to Matt here at number 113. What do you got for us here?
I would like to go receiver again and double dip. I'm assuming here that the Jets didn't make a big enough move in free agency where, yeah, double dip a wide receiver. And Brendan Rice is the guy that I would take. A lot of names there that are familiar for me. Betting the 10:30 Pac-12 game and taking a look at USC's team over. I've seen a lot of Brendan Rice, 12 touchdowns, 800 yards, right? More physical on the outside. Just give me another body in that locker room. Right? I talked about Brownlee and Gibson before. Cool stories. I don't know if I trust them playing meaningful snaps. I would take another receiver here. Probably not a need now that we've hopefully, right, addressed it in free agency. Alan Lazard in the scenario. Hopefully find a new home. I'll take Brendan Rice out of USC here at pick 113.
All right, here at number 186 for me with this pick, I think we need to add another offensive weapon. I think we can all agree that really the offense ran through just 2 guys this past year, and that was Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. Breece Hall, who probably should have won the comeback player of the year, if we're all being honest. If we're talking about pure football, I think that he would be one of those guys at the top of the list there for comeback player of the year. He was tremendous this year. I think he was, 5th in all-purpose yards in running backs this past season. He was unreal, and he can't do it alone. We need to add more players in this offense, and someone that stood out at the Senior Bowl that not only was a tremendous route runner, but showed off his elite speed as well. That's Dylan Lobby, running back out of New Hampshire. If you guys aren't familiar with this guy, he was cooking dudes left and right off the line. Someone super productive as well. I mean, I know FCS competition isn't really the best, but when you get 69 catches for 699 yards and 7 touchdowns, and then another 915 yards with 12 touchdowns on the ground. That's something that warrants some eyes. So Lobby is going to be the pick for me for sure. I think this would be a great 1-2 punch. We're looking at, the NFL is moving to those 1-2 punch, 3-headed monster type of running back backfields now. And I think Lobby would add some tremendous third down upside for the team that already has Breece Hall. What do you think about that?
I like it. And look, a lot of people will probably say, oh, you have Breece Hall. Why are you taking a running back? The Jets almost took Jahmyr Gibbs last year, like heavily rumored. So they obviously want another punch in that backfield. Then they get Dalvin Cook, and that was an utter failure. And Izzy, I like Izzy's home run ability. I don't know why the Jets coaching staff can't help him in pass protection when they had him inactive for 14 weeks. So bring another body to the room. Maybe fits that third down role. I'm all in on taking a running back on day 3.
Of course, the Jets finally get some compensation picks in a draft, and they just so happen to be 252, 253, and 256. So with these very valuable draft picks, I'm going to let Matt take it away for 252.
Yeah, I think this is where I probably want to take a shot at an edge rusher. I don't think Bryce Huff is coming back. I think the Jets should have extended him when they could have. I think he's going to hit the open market and get a bag. Drafting Will McDonald last year, okay. Hopefully he takes that Jermaine leap, and they still have Jermaine Johnson. JFM can kick out. Obviously, he had a good year. And then after that, you're kind of weak. Like 2 years ago, they took Jacob Martin from free agency, and that didn't do anything. So take an edge guy here. We're looking through it. Braden McGregor, Michigan, 6'5", 260, 5 sacks, and an all-world defense. Obviously sat behind Aiden Hutchinson. So you know what? Bring in Braden McGregor. I'll take him. Anything else you got on him outside of that? Hey, Big Ten edge guy that can hopefully be a part of the depth that Ulbrich and Sal love to run.
No, he was actually at the Senior Bowl, and he was one of those guys. He didn't really stand out too much for me, but he also didn't do anything to warrant me not taking him. So I like it. I love getting depth at the position. We know that Salah and Ulbrich like to run through these like 9-man defensive line rotations. So I'm all for the bodies. And the Jets have actually done a pretty good job in our lifetime, I feel like, of drafting well in the 6th and 7th round and also undrafted free agency. So, yeah, I like McGregor a lot here at this pick. The very next pick at 253 here, I'm going to go for some more offensive line depth here. Matthew Lee is a name that stands out to me that didn't get enough hype in the draft cycle up until this point. I mean, the Jets, if you're a Jet fan, you're watching this, you know that the Jets cycled through, 4 starting centers throughout the course of the season. So a good developmental center is something that I'm super comfortable with having behind Joe Tippmann, even if they try and kick Joe Tippmann out to guard. Again, I think Matthew Lee would be someone that could step up in time and be a starting center. So I really like the value at this point in the draft. All right, and Matt has the pleasure of not only having the last pick for this New York Jets mock draft, but the last pick in the entire draft. Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, this is going to be our Brock Purdy, right? This is going to be the guy who's going to be a Pro Bowler, the final pick. We'll go linebacker. Moses is getting a little bit older. Quincy has that pop, but if you can take a guy on day 3 that can be in a locker room with CJ Mosley, with Quincy Williams, you're going to learn a little bit. So we'll go Nathaniel Watson here out of Mississippi State. Round out the draft. You now have, 6 offensive guys. This is your 3rd defender, right? So you're trying to improve more offense, but at the same time, you don't want to eliminate the depth that you can have on defense. So we'll go linebacker here.
Yeah, I love that for sure. Someone that really good coverage linebacker as well. Great tackler as well. Someone that kind of flew under the radar because of his size, 6'2", 236. But in today's day and age of football, I feel like that's not even undersized for the linebacker position anymore. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There is our co-7-round New York Jets 2024 mock draft. Just a quick recap. We traded down from number 10 to number 12. We acquired number 81 and a 3rd-round pick next year. We took Talisi Fuaga at number 12, Devontae Walker at 72, Christian Mahogany at 81, Dwayne Carter at 111, Brendan Rice at 113, Dylan Lobby at 186, Braden McGregor at 252, Matthew Lee at 253, and at 256, we took Nathaniel Watson. I want to thank NYJ Matt for coming out and doing this mock draft with me. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel, Broadway Jets. They are awesome. I really appreciate it. And also, follow him on Twitter. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. He has like 35,000 followers. If you love the Jets, if you love Jet humor, because that's all we have today as Jet fans. Be sure to check out his Twitter page. I want to thank him once again, and thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.